Welcome to another episode of The Tapestry. I am Dr. Francois Booker Drew, and this is a podcast designed to hear the stories of amazing women where we hear their journeys that create this beautiful fabric of our narratives and tell the stories of our identities. And so I want to welcome to today's show another amazing person. I hope you all are seeing this common thread of all these amazing women that are doing incredible things in their community. And I hope that it inspires you to know that you too can do the same thing and that you probably have an amazing story to share as well. And so today we have with us my friend, YULISE Reeves-Waters. She is the Deputy Director of the Lone Star Justice Alliance. And let me say this is a bad ass organization. The stuff that they are doing to impact the criminal justice system statewide in Texas is mind-blowing. And she oversees the program and team development. She worked with all their partners and their community engagement aspects of the transformative justice model and the Second Chance Community Improvement Program, which is pronounced as SKIP. And it is in Dallas County and in the Rehabilitative Interventions and Supports for Emerging Adults program in Williamson County, which is in Austin, Texas, for those of you who don't know. She was previously the assistant city attorney where she founded SKIP, which was the first ever specialty court for young adults in the state of Texas. In 2018, it was awarded the National Association of Drug Court Professionals Equity and Inclusion Award for excellence in leadership in demonstrating and promoting cultural proficiency in court services. YULISE has a BA in English, magna cum laude, I might add, and Spanish too. She's magna cum laude there. She has a BBA in organizational behavior and business policy, magna cum laude there too, and a Juris Doctorate, all from Southern Methodist University, where she is a member of the inaugural Emerging Leader Board at the Dedman School of Law. She holds memberships in the juvenile law, criminal justice, and collaborative law sections, and she is a member of the Dallas Leadership Class of 2020. She has been featured on syndicated radio and in major U.S. newspapers. She is the recipient of a lot of awards, including the Dallas Business Journal's 40 Under 40, and she has been listed as SMU's Black Alumni History Maker Award. I won't read all the things that this woman has done because we will be here for a while, but she is simply phenomenal. And so, YULISE Waters, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my friend, my sister, Dr. Booker Drew. I appreciate it. I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Well, I'm glad that you are here. You've got some exciting news that I don't know if you want to share, but I'm putting you on blast that you're about to have something special. What's going on with you, YULISE?
I am. We are, my husband and I are expecting our fourth child due in December, and we are just elated. Our three other children, Jeremiah, Hope, and Liberty, are also just thrilled and excited. And I love the fact that I have these helping hands. So we are budding with anticipation around our household. And I will tell you the other pieces that it's all kind of converged at once because I also happen to be starting my executive MBA program on the 28th of this month. So we just have a fun-packed fall ahead of us.
Oh my goodness. So I'm on Facebook and I see your husband posting the sonogram and I'm like, that's not a
Surely they're joking.
That's what I thought. I was like, they've got to be joking. I know her workload and I only know a portion of it. And she's gonna have a baby. And so I was so excited, and then I was confused. So I sent you a text, and I went, "Yulise, are you having a baby? Is this real? Is this some joke?"
What is this sonogram picture about?
Yes. And so congratulations to you and Michael. Her husband is amazing. They are like hashtag love goals. When you see how this man dotes on his wife and how she loves him, they have the most amazing relationship. And they're like power couple. They're like, Beyonce and Jay-Z, like
Oh my
junior
word.
couple. Because they're just both of them are doing so many amazing things in our community and nationally to really impact people's lives. And so, one of the things that I want to ask you today is you have done some amazing things, but you've also had a lot of challenges that you've gone through. In addition to now having a baby and getting an MBA, what are two challenges, the greatest challenges that you've had to face?
Yeah, I think that gosh, really, I've come to recognize that really living is a challenge, period.
Yes, it is.
But I will say that probably one of the greatest challenges that I personally had to face was honestly coming into an awareness of self and identifying not only who I was or who I am, but who I intend to be and how to demonstrate or present that person with authenticity in whatever environment I'm in. And that was a challenge because growing up, I often, I liked for people to be happy, right? I liked for people to be comfortable. I like to fix things. And so I think I would find myself oftentimes, conforming to whatever somebody else needed so that their needs would be met, or so that I could fit the mold for the moment. And just coming to the space of recognizing that there was and that there have been streams of authenticity that run through me that just have to be represented in whatever context I find myself. And then I think the second greatest challenge that grew me and continues to grow me is for our second child. Her name is Hope. She was born with a congenital heart defect, and not an insignificant one. I mean, I can't imagine that any congenital heart defect is insignificant, but her condition is called hypoplastic left heart syndrome, and typically folks will refer to that as basically these are half heart babies. And so she was. We found out. We literally. And I think I shared this with you a little bit previously, first of all, but we had a very interesting time period between about 2008 and 2010. And during that time period, my husband, who is very involved and as a pastor has been for, almost 20 years now, our bishop appointed him to start a church. We did in 30 days. And then 30 days later, I started studying for the bar. And then I took the bar in February of 2009. Literally 2 days after I finished the bar, we found out we were expecting our second child. And then when she was, when we was 16 weeks of gestation, that's when the heart defect was discovered. And so literally that meant that when she was born, she had open heart surgery when she was 4 days old. And in the midst of that, she was born in October, but in April is when I found out I passed the bar. And literally my then mentor, who offered me partnership, we launched Cox Waters PLLC pretty much 2 weeks later. So we just started a brand new law firm in May. And I had, our second child in October. And 4 days after she was born, I had a C-section. So you can imagine all of that entails. But 4 days later, she had open heart surgery, and that's just a snippet. So that was a very difficult season, just because there was so much that was happening and trying to figure out and maneuver through life. But it taught me a number of things, and I'll stop talking now in case you want to kind of
No,
dive
no,
into some other aspects.
I want you to talk about what are those things that you learned, because there's even more to that story. But what are some of the things that you learned from that very challenging experience?
Yeah, so one of the things I learned was there is no such thing as normal. Um, what we have is life, and we have life however it comes to us, and it is our responsibility and even opportunity to decide to see the value, the benefit, the joy and the love in life, regardless of how it comes to us. And that's difficult to say because there's a lot of people who experience a lot of different circumstances that are very tragic and painful. But out of our tragedy and out of our pain can something beautiful and something strong and something resilient be birthed. And so that was the first thing. And then the other lesson that I learned, and I've shared this with a number of people, particularly with a lot of our women's groups, is that I had to relinquish should be. I had to relinquish should be and lean into what is. And what I mean when I say that is it was a very interesting day that happened. Hope had been out of the hospital. She, recovered well from her surgery. She had, at that point, she has at least 3 more surgeries to go. But at that point, we had just gotten past the first one. And I remember we were sitting in front of Ross. My husband had gone in to go grab some things. We were sitting in front of Ross. And I, in this moment, was thinking, oh my goodness, my little girl may not be able to run. She may not be able to do this. Trying to think about all these different things she might not be able to do. And out of the store comes looks like a parent or a caregiver with someone who was in a wheelchair that was clearly a quadriplegic, right? Mm-hmm. And in that moment, I was really convicted because I thought, I'm sitting here lamenting all these things that I think that she may possibly not be able to do. And the reality is that I have a wonderful gift of life that's been given to me, and it may be different from what other people are experiencing, but it is beautiful and it's wonderful nonetheless. And not only that, there is particular purpose for her life, giving her state of being, right? And so rather than always thinking about, oh, it should be like this, it should be like that. No, it should be the way that it is. It just is the way that it is. And we lean into how life is to discover the beauty and the power and the strength that comes from that and that feeds into our purpose. And so I'll stop there because there's a lot more lessons, but those are two powerful ones for me.
But I love listening to you talk about your journey because it hasn't been easy and you've always had a lot of different things that you've juggled. But one of the things that I do know that's been consistent about it is your faith. And Absolutely. So how have you been able, with using your faith, to find strength through those challenges?
Oh, absolutely. So I'll tell you, I can explain that a little bit better and telling you some more about what happened between 2008 and 2010.
Tell us.
After our daughter had her second heart surgery, she wound up having another medical emergency just a few weeks afterwards. And then just a few weeks after that, so we were back into the hospital again, and then we came back out. And literally less than a month after that, my mom went into the hospital on a Friday. She got released on Saturday, and my dad found her deceased Sunday morning. And and during that time, we were also in the process of renovating, areas of our home. I mean, there was just a lot going on. And because of my work in family law and collaborative law, particularly with regards to mental health professionals and learning some things about mental health, because, first of all, typically in the Black community, we'll talk a lot about mental health and therapists and, mental self-care and all of that. But I was introduced to it in my collaborative law practice. And so at one point I just told my husband, I said, you know what, I think I'm okay, but I probably need to go see if I'm okay for real. Because there are people who think they're okay and they are not okay.
Right. It's true.
And so I did. And I happened to go to a Christian therapist, and she said to me, she said, you know what, if it was not for your faith, you would have lost your mind by now. And I said, you were so right. You were so absolutely right. And it's because of a recognition that I am not in control. And when I recognize that I'm not in control, that I don't run my life,